he prayed to the ancient human demon prince George Bush and entered the warp to give Horus the power to crash land speeders into the Caltrate.
Oh my gosh. Gave him weapons of mass destruction.
That was a spicy answer there.
My fellow word bearers, we must.
My fellow word bearers.
There are weapons of mass destruction on Calth.
Wrong president as well.
Good.
Oh my god.
We do not negotiate with Ultramarines.
When he was announcing this, did someone like throw a shoe at Erebus? Whilst he was doing the announcement? Hello, law criminals, and welcome to the next episode of the Pub Quiz. Today we'll be talking about everyone's favorite Warhammer character. Some would say the protagonist of the story. It's Mr. Sorry, or the hate spills. It's Mr. Erebus. Give him Mr. title.
Mr. Punchable Face himself. Jeez.
True. Probably. Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
Saying anyone is the protagonist of 40k is already a bold statement.
Except for Cato Sicarius.
Oh, pardon me, except for Cato Sicarius.
To be fair, Erebus does think he is the protagonist. If you kind of are new to Warhammer, you're going to find out quickly. This is the most despised character in all of Warhammer. Even, dare I say, he's the Manfred von Carstein of fantasy. Just letting some people out there know.
Same haircut.
Yeah.
At least Manfred is strong.
Yeah, or to be fair, there's some bits of Erebus. He can hold his own, but it does complete the sort of Warhammer theme, or apparently baldness is like equaling evil. All the evil characters are bald for some reason, or nearly
Hashtag
bald.
male pattern evil, and that's Erebus.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by any hair growth things yet, so we're not gonna talk against that.
I was about to shout out to a Primarch for doing something, and then realized that's a spoiler. Could be a spoiler for the quiz. So I'd rather not waste the few answers I have on lock.
Keep his things together. With that being said, though, Andy, how is your Erebus knowledge?
I mean, I know as much as the next person, I would say, but I mean, I haven't forgotten any of the things he's done to the characters I actually like. So I'll leave it at that. Hashtag F Erebus, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Unfortunately, if you are trying to type that in the comments, it will bleep you and hide your comment. So get creative.
Hashtag Ferebus. There you go.
Yeah, Erebus. Eli, how do you feel / how's your knowledge about everyone's favorite Warhammer character?
I haven't read Horus Heresy for so long, so it's not great. I'm expecting an Andy victory today.
Pain indeed. Colin, rounding it up, how do you feel about Erebus?
Well, as we were discussing, this is neither fantasy nor Xenos, so I'm afraid Erebus definitely exists, and that's all I'm willing to state on the matter. He's bald.
He does in fact exist, which is, one could say, already a crime. With that being said, though, we're going to learn about more of his crimes today as we begin the first round of the quiz. Is everybody ready for the beginner section of it?
Let's commit some heresy.
Commit some herebusy. Oh god. My family are disappointed. So we begin with question number 1. These are some slightly easier ones here. Question number 1. What is the role of Erebus within the Word Bearers Legion? Specifically the Legion, not
okay.
After.
Is this? I know the rank, but do I have to say the Legion specific way of describing that rank? That makes sense.
I would say yes. Again, specific to Legions. I can't give any more hints than that. I'm not talking post Horus Heresy or anything like that. I just want to know, what was the role of Erebus within the Word Bearers Legion? And unfortunately, this would be his place to spread his lies. Deceitful lies of Erebus, the worst, the most hated character in Warhammer.
We don't like it.
Oh, we don't like it. I think my answers are coming through here. Oh. Okay. Oh, we're feeling... Oh, yeah. Okay, some of them have given me more detail. That's good. Moving on to question number 2. During the Great Crusade, what famously did Erebus steal, and who from?
Yeah.
I had to be kind of generic with this one because it gives it away. But I'll read that one more time. During the Great Crusade, what famously did Erebus steal, and who from? There are 2 points for this answer. I'm looking for the object/thing he stole. Maybe he stole a person, who knows? And from which faction, shall we say, who he stole it from.
He stole the secret recipe from Colonel Sanders. How dare he?
Maybe
it's not his.
The worst crime. The sacred 11 herbs and spices. My parents ate at the original KFC, like I think about a month ago, and they said it was still just as horrible as every other KFC.
It sounds about right.
I used to think
this episode not sponsored by KFC.
It's not sponsored by KFC. God, when I was a kid, I used to think like I didn't work out like how they would get like the secret recipe to all the restaurants in time. Like I always thought they had to send someone like to hold it in like a bag.
The herb custodian. Like from branch to branch.
Essentially, you know how like at the end of the day, like they have sometimes armed police and you go like who will collect like money from the tills.
Yeah.
I thought that was the equivalent of that. And they were
just in like a SWAT outfit with the like riot shield helmet and the armor padding,
throwing spices at people.
Spec Ops team making sure the delivery goes smoothly.
I'm curious though, what was the age you guys first had your kit? Because I came to it late. I didn't have KFC until I was like 20 something. I didn't have KFC where I grew up.
I think quite late for what would be a kid. I mean, like nearly 10, maybe 9, 10.
Honestly, I don't remember, but I don't think I was a teenager till I first had it. There was always
I probably had it as a kid.
There was better chicken restaurants around.
I live in Canada, so it's the only fried chicken place we had at the time.
Yeah, not many options over here. True.
Brown's Chicken was my family's place to go. And there's not only a couple of those stores, but none near me, so I'm not doxing myself.
Well, speaking of instead of talking about nice
Speaking of doxing, question number 3.
Hal's address, what is it?
Please don't. Speaking of things that don't give us nostalgia, question number 3. In the real world, where does the name Erebus come from? So there's a little bit of, so it depends if you've looked this up. Some people might not know this, some people will. I think I haven't decided, but I might give a bonus point if perhaps you know a bit more if you can add to the answer. To a reasonable degree, I think people know. Well, like if you know the answer, you kind of know what original.
I'm gonna go generic.
How specific are you looking for? Because all right, here's my thought process. Right?
Yeah.
I have 3 like layers in my mind. The first layer probably way too vague to count. The second layer is something within the first layer.
This is a cake. Like
I'm trying my best to say. You know what? Fuck it. There's my answer. Hopefully you'll understand what I mean. Then I'm probably
an Erebus cake. Ugh.
I think if you give a little bit of extra onto your answer, there might be a bonus point. Let's just say. Up to you.
A little bit of special herbs, secret sauce.
Up to you if you want to do that, though. Up to you. Some people, if you are listening to this, or you might find this. So if you're listening, if like maybe you're new, you might find this answer quite interesting. So hopefully, we'll surprise you with some of the answers there. I think that's everyone who's given me their answers. So we begin with the review of round 1. So the first question was, what is the role of Erebus within the Word-Bearer's Legion? And I do start off with our main man, Andy. Andy, hello. He put the first chaplain / senior dark apostle. The answer I was looking for was let me just double check my answer there. He was the first chaplain. That was the answer I was specifically looking for. Eli put first chaplain as well. Colin put chaplain. I mean, I feel like it has to be more specific than that, to be honest.
Can I get just a half point? I did miss first chaplain, but I did still say chaplain.
Yeah, I think that's fair. He didn't say librarian. He didn't say sergeant. He didn't say milkman. He was on the money.
He didn't say milkman. You know what? I think we give a half point for that one. Let's not be unfair this early on. We're also talking about the most hated man in Warhammer, so therefore let's keep it positive, shall we? Next, question number 2 was, during the Great Crusade, what famously did Erebus steal, and who from? Back up to the top again. Andy's answer was the Anatheme sword from the Kinnebrak. It's a good answer. I just want to double check the other ones quickly. Eli, you put the Anatheme, or Anathema, whatever, demon dagger from the Diasporex. Diasporex is like a brand, but for I'm gonna say diarrhea.
Are you suffering from Diasporex?
I got the name wrong, but I said what they were below that, just in case I could get a half point.
He did specify a little bit. He said they were sci-fi space conglomerate, mostly human. I don't know. I maybe got the name wrong, so I won half point. The begging has already begun. Colin put the Anatheme in bracket, evil bad yucky sword, end bracket, from the Interrex. Now this is tricky because this is it does get a bit specific here. Andy, you get a point. I think you all get a point for saying the Anatheme, if I can see correctly.
It's a weird one because it's Anatheme and then they're broken into Athame daggers, so it's like it shortens it slightly.
It's also not how that works, right?
I know,
like
but
a sword,
still.
You don't get knives, you get a broken sword.
Excalibur has become and that's it.
Expert.
Now, this is a hard one because I think, Andy, you put from the Kinnebrak, which is I believe the Kinnebrak is the alien race allied with the Interrex.
They were.
So
they were the space monkeys.
He's Oh, are they not the Jakiro?
They were different space. No, those are monkeys. The kind
They were other
were the
monkeys.
gorillas. I think. I don't know why I picked these gorillas.
It's a hard one because the Kinnebrak were allied with the Interrex, but then
they were guarding it as well.
Yeah,
because the thing is in my first ever video about Garviel Loken, I mistakenly called the Anatheme the Kinnebrak. And everyone was like, no, that's the people that were guarding it. And I was like, oops, that's my first mistake on my lore channel. Cool. So
God forbid if you ever make a mistake, people will let you know.
You will die.
The answer I am looking for is the Interrex as the civilization. I think I'm going to give Andy half a point there, just because I think it is technically... The Kinnebrak did make the sword, but they're kind of... the civilization is the Interrex, so I'll give Andy half a point there. Eli, you put the Diasporex. I think that's the aliens from the Fulgrim novel.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, can't give one for that. Colin got that one right, though. Colin right on the money with the Interrex. So, for the man who says he doesn't know his Horus Heresy law, he's currently he's kind of tasty.
I had to pull it out of somewhere.
Definitely. And for question number 3, it was, in the real world, where does the name Erebus come from? It's a little bit of real world history here. Back up to top again. It's Andy. Andy put Greek god of darkness. That's pretty.
It's a guess.
It's pretty good. Eli put Greek mythology. It's pretty solid. And I believe Colin put the Bible where Jesus is from. Spoilers. Spoilers for the Bible going forward.
I was hoping to avoid spoilers for that, 2,000-year-old book and religion.
Still waiting for the sequel. It's going to be good.
I think the whole point of Christianity is waiting for the sequel.
The Mormon's like, we got the sequel. It's like, no, not the other sequel.
Not to diss anyone too hard here, but I believe Colin, the history major, is the only one to not quite get this one right.
You can major in something and still be wrong.
Relatable. I feel that.
Look,
the answer. Go ahead, sorry.
The only bad historian is one who claims he knows everything, and I very much don't.
It's a good answer there, though. Unfortunately, it's not the right answer I'm looking for. Greek mythology was the answer I'm looking for. I'll give 1 point to Andy there, and 1 to Eli. I think, where's Eli's answer here?
I think
I think Andy said Greek god of darkness. I think Erebus is known as like the child of specifically chaos in Greek mythology, primordial beings. So obviously,
I was honestly thinking, like, we've already got enough Greeks infusion in Warhammer. He's a bit bad. Greek god of darkness.
I think you're actually both right, because I just looked it up, and it's Erebus, also spelled Erebos, in Greek religion. It says religion, like that's still going on.
Yeah.
The god of a dark region of the underworld and the personification of darkness, which is what Andy said. He is the son of chaos. He's also the mother of Erebus's wife. Okay.
Erebus's wife. Oh, that's it. That could take a different turn.
Because Greek mythology was quite incestuous.
Not gonna lie, I only know this because when I was making a meme before we started, I looked up Erebus, and it wasn't a Warhammer 40k thing that immediately popped up.
So
I learned this
saved him in the end.
Yeah, like 20 seconds before we started.
Well, that being said, though, that's actually a pretty good performance for everyone so far in the beginner round, which I'm not gonna lie, we've all had a little bit of struggle recently, so it's nice to see that we're all doing well. I haven't done very well in the beginner rounds recently, so the review / from the top is Andy is, I think, currently in the lead with 3.5 points.
Hey.
I believe that is... Oh, no. In second place is Eli with 3 points, and Colin has 2.5 points currently. So it's not...
pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Pretty content.
There's not really much in it at the moment, but I think the next set of questions will separate the the beginners from the experts. But we head off into the next section. Is everyone ready?
Let's go.
Yes,
I can.
I'm feeling warmed up, which means it's time for my aspirations to be crushed.
Never have so many people been so eager for Erebus lore. With that being said, we begin with the intermediate section. So question number 1. This one's a little bit... You have to think about this, and it'll be obvious. Who from / how did Erebus get his famous markings across his face? Who from / how did Erebus get his famous markings across his face? Now, if you do know the answer, this is it's a little bit tricky, but that's kind of in theme with Erebus's general story. So I will be a little bit... I mean, we'll see. Well, I don't want to say if they've done it. We'll see if they got it right. And if people are on like the side chat as well here, obviously you're free to have your guesses too. If you do know the right answer, though, please do let us know, because we do like to have those people absolutely throwing about their big lore schwang. I don't know what I'm saying here. Excuse me. I believe I have some answers. Okay, that's okay, Eli. Some of these answers are pretty good so far. I wouldn't feel confident though. I'm not gonna lie, I won't feel confident, boys.
Bit verbose, but I've sent my answer.
Oh, got some good answers there. All right, we move on to question number 2. On Terra, Erebus found the Primarch's mother, Urda. What did Erebus bring / use to fight her? And now I'm not looking for what he did to end her. I'm looking for what did he / accompany with him to fight her. This is this is actually a really good scene from the book Warhawk, Siege of Terror.
That honestly, Warhawk has so many good bits in it. It's ridiculous.
It's one of the, if you are haven't read many of the books in Warhammer, if you ever just start building up anything with Jagged Khan, anything with White Scars is an absolute dub. It's really, really good lore. Although even though in this book there are like other storylines that follow, this is such like a good... It's a well done scene as well. Like particularly when Erda and Erebus talk, because she absolutely owns him in conversation. She calls him like essentially just like a petty little bitch, and he's like, "I know, but here's this." I got some. I got some good answers here. I think Andy, have you sent your answer in yet?
Thing is, all I'm thinking of is Jagatai Khan in that book, so I can't think of.
Oh, he's Andy
forming out my brain.
Andy once again dreaming of the Khan.
My man crush on the Khan is getting in the way today.
Maybe it's the Khan. I can't blame you.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone. I mean, Colin's got his man crush on Gilliman's. Not Gilliman. Gilliman's just incredibly practical mind. Eli loves his Fulgrim. Andy loves his Khan. Everyone's got.
Crush. I carnally want Gilliman.
Oh. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Wow, that threw me off.
It's called confidence, hell, and I gotta have it.
You I'm guessing you like the Caesar, the theme. He can Caesar your salad any day.
You see?
Oh god. Abundant olive oil.
Stop. Oh, disgusting. Well, not really, to be fair. I did recently commission a piece of artwork
with the sea gutters.
I did. Yeah, we did. I commissioned an art piece for my recent Lion video, and Gilliman is definitely shirtless in that. Definitely. I mean, any artwork I've had done.
Where's this video? Just asking for.
Someone doing an animation between the shirtless Magnus one you had done and the shirtless Gilliman, but everyone's just there waiting. Like, we're waiting for the real shit. We're waiting for like shirtless Korax in all his pale glory or something. I don't know what the fandom wants.
Because we like calling Gondor for aid. The beacons.
I have even like when I did I commissioned a Magnus piece as well. Like, he's just literally Arnold and he's ripped and jacked, and the Primarch
wasn't that the inspiration
that
the artist used was Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, for the Council of Nicaea, which had never been made into artwork before.
Yeah, so I think everyone's thankful for that.
No matter how long I live, I've made a contribution to the Warhammer community. Lots of cool artwork there. But we're speaking about moving on and hearing about cool things. We move on to question number 3, and I think Eli's going to enjoy this one particularly, but it's going to test his knowledge. A Dark Apostle on the tabletop has many abilities. Which one of these abilities is not on the Dark Apostle's datasheet? Which one is a lie? Now, I will quickly post the options down here, just so people, for the lovely boys here, you guys can all essentially see that, but I will read them out for the people here, so it's in the general for you boys. But the options are Dark Zealotry, Demon Kin, Demagogue, and Malign Sacrifice. So if any of you have played against Chaos Space Marines, fortunately we haven't got anything word bearer specific, which breaks my heart, because I want to make a word bearer army, and 9th edition had some cool stuff, but 10th edition it needs to cook a little bit longer, bro. But one of these ones is a lie. I need you to write down the lie.
I have, but he was playing Slanesh Focus. I don't know if he cast any spells.
Do you think you know this one, Eli?
I think so. I know 2 of them are for sure on it.
I think Eli has often complained there's not been enough tabletop questions. So
sound right.
I know, that's the thing. I will ruin it slightly though. One of the one that's the lie is also an ability used by Chaos Space Marines. So, but it's not. It's not used by a Dark Apostle.
That means I might have still seen it.
So therefore, Dark Apostle, obviously Erebus being a Dark Apostle, could technically have access to these abilities, but one of these is used by another unit within the roster and is not available for the Dark Apostle.
So it's pick the one.
Tell me which one is the lie. As Erebus is known for his trickeries and lies.
It's a hard one.
It is a hard one, but again, if not, you've got a 1 in 4 chance. They all sound pretty Chaos Space Marines. I'll read them out for the people just listening one more time. The abilities are Dark Zealotry, Demon Kin, Demagogue, and Malign Sacrifice. I wish I had all the I should have got them all down so I could have like read out what they all do, but then that might have given it away.
I'm gonna guess.
Andy's struggling on this one here.
I never guessed.
You know I don't play tabletop. How dare you?
I know. But Andy will paint tabletop though in the future. No spoilers though.
Yeah, hopefully.
No
I mean, to be
spoilers.
honest, if I had a table, I would play tabletop, but I don't have a table or a space to put my models.
That's the only thing that's stopping you, a table.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with that being said, though, it's now time to review the round. So we begin back at the top here, which was question number 4. Question number 4. From who/how did Erebus get his famous markings across his face? Let me just see what, again, top of the line, what did Andy put? Andy put, he killed the artist formerly known as Erebus with a garrote and then copy-pasted his markings to be more like Erebus as his mum and dad said. Not bad, not bad. Eli, you put, he really likes henna and loves to post it on Instagram with tiny filters. So cute. I love and I hate that aggressively.
Hashtag queen.
Hashtag queen.
Yeah, that's right.
Feeling fabulous might heresy later, I don't know, something. might implode humanity into civil war. I don't know.
Feeling chaotic might commit heresy later. Ooh. Oh no.
That's right.
That's right. That I do love that answer. Colin put from Lorgar with a tattoo gun. As metal as that is, unfortunately, that isn't correct. The true answer is he got his markings from Erebus got his markings from Erebus, and because he stole the identity of the, as Annie says, the artist formerly known as Erebus, the boy from his village on Colchis. And so when he stole the markings from the boy, he basically just copied all of it, and he even took his name. So
and it's really, and I added that last bit because he was so petty. His mum and dad were like, "You're a disgrace. You should be more like Erebus," and he took that literally, and that's what he did.
He became the Erebus in my heart.
We have Erebus at home, and now
we have Erebus at home. Stop. Moving on to the next one. Question number 5 was, on Terra, Erebus found the Primarch's mother, Urda. What did Erebus bring/use to fight her? Again, top of the line, back to Andy. Andy put an anatheme dagger/spit. I don't think he spat on her.
I think she spat on his face, and then he was like, shank. I think that's what happened.
I don't think he spat on her, unfortunately. I don't know.
But he was armed with the spit.
True.
He was like, it's now mine.
He was armed with the spit. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately he didn't. I mean, that would be a really like out of character side move, but also kind of in line with his character, if everyone knows what I mean. Eli put his one, brought his gang greater demons of each god. Not bad, not bad. And Colin put 4 greater demons as well as an anatheme dagger. In brackets, don't remember the stupid shortened name. Yeah, I know, I just talked about it, about the law is stupid, blah, blah, blah. So the correct answer I was looking for was, he didn't just bring one, he brought 4 greater demons of chaos. Had them in his cloak. I imagine it like if he went to a cinema and he had to like stack himself. It's like
it just makes me think of those kids. Yeah, looking like an adult, and they're just all stacked up.
It's like one ticket to Oppenheimer, please. Because I know Barbie, you're definitely seeing Barbie. But yeah, the answer was 4 greater demons of chaos. I think Eli and Colin get a point there. Unfortunately, he did bring the anatheme dagger with him, but he didn't really fight Urda with it. He just kind of finished her off.
All I could think of was she spat on his face, and then he went, all right, stab, and that's all I could remember.
All right,
yeah.
Just take it.
Gotrek and Anarian would have handled it.
Yeah, true.
Bring in the fantasy at any cost.
It's all I have.
Oh, that makes me sad. The next question was, a dark apostle on the tabletop has many abilities. Which one of these abilities is not on the dark apostle's datasheet? Which one is a lie? Our options were dark zealotry, demonkin, demigog, and malign sacrifice. I believe, Andy, you put demagogue. Is any reasoning for this one, or just a random choice? Any just hope and pray in a shoot in the dark?
Just a guess. I have no idea.
Fair enough. Eli put dark zealotry, and I believe Colin put malign sacrifice. And I hate to disappoint people,
It's
but
Demonkin, isn't it?
it is in fact Demonkin.
Oh,
Bro, you trolled me. I was gonna put that, and then you said it's an ability that Chaos Space Marines have. That's
It
not
is.
true. The
It
regular
is.
Chaos Space Marine squads don't have
Ugh.
the Demon King keyword. What?
No, but Demonkin is an ability, I believe,
trolled
of
so
the
my
was it
gosh.
not possessed? It
I
was
thought
the-
you meant Chaos Space Marines as in like the unit Chaos Space Marines.
Oh no, just a
Trolled
slight
so hard. Oh
misinterpretation
my
there.
gosh.
I think it's
over.
the Master of Possession has the ability of Demonkin.
Bro, I was like, there's no way that it has a Demon King keyword. And then you're like, oh, but Chaos Space Marines also don't have it.
Ah,
And so then they also have these. Oh my gosh. It's over.
unfortunately, I don't think anyone got that one right. So
I was
literally,
thinking,
I cried.
go ahead.
I was thinking like dark zealotry, the word bearers, they're the most zealous legion. Demagogue, if they're like preaching their religion, and Demonkin is like they were the first ones to, the Gal Vorback,
Yeah.
or whatever. They were the first ones to have, possessed Marines. Malign sacrifice, that's just chaos. That's what all of them do. Evil
I mean, the thing was,
sacrifice.
malign chaos sounds the best, and I'm like, I think that must be one. And then the what was it? The first one,
Dark
the
Zealotry.
dark zealotry. I was like, it's quite on the nose, but this is 40k. It's probably a thing. And then it was like a toss up between the other two, and I thought, they've probably got demon stuff. So demagogue is a bit more generic. So
I think
well.
Demonkin is the ability of the Master of Possession. I think it's something to do with allowing an ability on the
Oh.
charge.
It's just a keyword, bro.
I don't know. It's specifically called in the abilities section. I know. I did choose that one just because it sounded so like like on the money.
I want a refund.
He wants a refund.
And master of the possession is 9/10 of the word.
Unfortunately, no one got a point on that one. But as
Between almost four Warhammer
Between-
guys, none
yeah.
of them got it correct. Brilliant.
But-
Oh,
Between
I
the-
had the right answer.
between the four options, everyone chose everything but the option. So
Yeah.
pain. But as we review here, I believe we have Andy on 4.5 points, Eli's on 4, and Colin is on 3.5. So it's actually
It's still really close.
still pretty close on this one. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of there's an opportunity for some point catch up later. It will be Horus Heresy related, so pain for some people. But is everyone ready to begin the expert section?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Colin not sounding
Pain
like
in
he's ready.
Colin's voice.
Because everyone hates Erebus, and now Colin hates this specifically.
Erebus has ruined his day yet again.
My
Oh
blood
my
sugar
God.
was doing so good.
I can't believe you've done this. That's how we feel. The opening question for the expert section is: utilizing an anathema dagger, Erebus was trained by a lodge priestess to do what ability?
Ooh.
Yeah, this is quite. You would have to have. You could take a guess at this. Obviously, it's utilizing. Again, I'll read it out. Utilizing an anathema dagger, Erebus was trained by a lodge priestess to do what ability? For people who are listening as well, there's a weird moment where like he has this kind of 40 days in the desert kind of thing, but it's again Erebus focused, so it's definitely not good things happening. I don't want to give away too many spoilers for anyone giving me answers here, but
I've got 3 potential ideas, but I'm not sure which ones I'm crossing my wires with. Can you say it again, please?
oh my god, Eli is you have to post that in the general, Eli, when we did the reading
Yeah,
out.
we're done.
Oh my goodness. There's some spicy answers here. Some spicy answers.
And it's specifically with the Athame, is it?
I can give a little bit of extra detail if people want. So, utilizing an anathema dagger, Erebus was trained by a Davenite Lodge priestess to do what ability? So, knowing Andy has in fact read the Horus Heresy in its entirety, so he's kind of.
There's a toss up between I have like there's like 2 or 3 things Erebus has done, and I'm like, but did it involve the spooky, scary dagger? And I'm not sure, so I'm gonna go kind of safe with this one.
Unfortunately, Erebus has done a lot of spooky, annoying things in the lore. He deserves it all. He's the worst. Let me see if Andy's giving me his answer here. Yeah, sweet. Ooh, interesting. Okay, that'll be an interesting one to tackle. The next question is, what is the self-proposed nickname that Erebus gave himself? This is when people hear this, they'll be like, you can hear, without even hearing it, you could literally just get an audible groan from millions of people around the world. We are united by many things, love, whatever, art, all those things. Everyone is united in the groan of this name. Because
but like, I have a pun, but I don't want to reveal it yet because it will give away the answer.
Also, if you don't know this one, this is obviously an opportunity to write, particularly if you are in the side chat here, please give us the worst, obviously within reason, don't send off the YouTube gods, but give us your worst Erebus nickname / self-given titles. We'd love to hear them.
Erebus the Stank Hand. There we go.
Stank Hand.
It's very tame.
Does it smell bad? Does he dance with it? Like, what? Okay, Eli. Okay. I don't know if I could read out even one of Eli's answers because it's so I mean, it's in theme, but it's just like, oh wow, it's a bit overstimulating. No, stop, Eli, stop. Okay, I think everyone's given me their answer. Moving on to the last question. This one's a bit of a this will be a points one here, so if everyone needs to get their brain going on this one. There are 6 major events that Erebus claims to be the architect of. And now, just a specification, it could be specific or broad in your answer. Bonus points if you can... Sorry. I read it wrong. There are 6 major events that Erebus claims to be the architect of. Name these events. It can be a specific one or something more broad. And you get bonus points if you can name more. And I will put a caveat here. When I say events, he means like I'm talking specific battles or galaxy-changing events, not just he had an interaction with a specific character. It was a bit sad. I'm talking like the big, what's Erebus essentially responsible of? What are his crimes? I want to see his rap sheet essentially. And if you're struggling for answers, feel free to add ones that are lore crimes or maybe even real war crimes. We don't discriminate over on lore crimes. Or if you want to make it funny, I won't judge.
How many were you looking for?
I have got 6 that I think Erebus claims to be the main architect of. Some of them are, I'll give a hint. Some of them are specific, but some of them are quite broad. Like a very big event. But I'm talking battles, I'm talking things that change the galaxy, the Imperium. It's not just, not specifically a conversation, but actual like events, things that are talked about in the lore as like big deals. Again, if you're struggling for answers, feel free. And if you're in the side chat along here as well, feel free to suggest even just funny ones. We like the funny ones, but if it's even a little bit serious, I don't mind if anyone wants to give like serious answers, but the funny ones do make us chuckle because all you're listening along here, we do appreciate those very greatly. I also will give a small shout out to people answering the question of the week with some really funny answers recently. We've been howling at some of these ones, and we do really simply enjoy the Bretonia themed ones. I'm joking. I mean, like more the fantasy one. We do appreciate the fantasy ones here. Again, if you want to see more fantasy, you have to let us know, because YouTube is obviously it does want us to do more 40k stuff, but we do like talking about fantasy and torturing Andy with more of that. I think we need to do another Fireside Fantasy. So if you want to give suggestions for something like Colin could tell Andy about in the Fireside Fantasy, that would be really cool too. We'd appreciate that.
They're gonna say lizardmen. I don't know lizardmen that well.
I mean, I've already seen a lot of the comments, and it's majority lizardmen.
God.
But there were people saying maybe you could do a compilation of them and some other factions that are maybe at a similar size, so it's more like hefty of a chat. But we can always see.
I just need to learn more about them. I know a decent
hefty lizards.
I mean, I thought, to be honest, Archaon. I thought a whole one on Archaon or Warriors of Chaos would be really like that one would actually slap violently. That's one of the few things I remember. Is it Lore Master of Sotek? He did it years ago. Video on Archaon. That's like one of the first like Warhammer lore videos I ever watched. And I was like, oh man, this is kind of cool. Warhammer Fantasy does slap hard. Also, it had like really Warhammer Fantasy. When you listen to it as well, sometimes it kind of feels like old school in its own like telling. Like it just feels like an actual like mythology to it, which I always really enjoyed. Ooh, I've got my answers in. Oh god, okay, that's a lot. Okay, so we begin the top of the round here. So back for the points review. The first question of the expert section was: utilizing an anatheme dagger, Erebus was trained by a lodge priestess to do what ability? And let me just see Andy's answer here. Andy put resurrect Horus. Specifically with the anatheme dagger?
I mean, do you want to read out the other? Because I had several ideas.
I'll read out. Hopefully, Eli, you could take yours and post it in the general chat. We might have to post it to the people here, but I will read it out for the audio listeners. Eli made us a gorgeous meme. He's put Argol Tal, that Slaneshi boy pussy got me questioning my loyalty to the Emperor.
That's going in the edit. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, it's kind of true.
It's in the edit.
I'm joking. It's got me. This. Unfortunately, that's definitely not correct, but it got me acting up. Colin, I think Colin put bind demons to marines.
I did.
Unfortunately, the answer I was looking for was the priestess trained him to cut a tear into the warp, and Erebus could enter into the warp and travel. So that's actually cool. It's in the short story, The Shards of Erebus. Yeah. This happens, I think, a year before the destruction of Calth, and Erebus learns the ability to take the anatheme dagger and essentially almost just teleport, so he can. That's how he's able to get around a lot of places and like escape in the last minute. Hint to a certain event later.
I got thrown off because Core Pharaon does that as well. He's got an anatheme dagger and he does the same thing. But I was like, is it resurrecting Horus by using the anatheme to injure him in the first place? Is it creating the ruin storm? Is it transportation? Or was it something else that I couldn't think of? So I was a bit.
It could have been a few things. I thought specifically just because it was the anatheme sword when he when Horus was corrupted, and Erebus later would break apart the anatheme sword and they would give the daggers to like the members of the Dark.
Yeah, and they were like, what's this thing? It's a bit rubbish. And he's like, no, they're good. And then one of them loses it and it's like back on his belt at one point. He's like, where did that come from? Huh? That's weird.
God, if only my wallet did that. Dream. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone got any points for that one. Just double checking. Unfortunately, Boy Pussy got me questioning my loyalty to the Emperor is not quite the same as entering the warp. Although, I mean, it could be entering the warp in some people's view, but it's not quite what I was looking for. The next question was, what is the self-proposed nickname that Erebus has given himself? Andy, you put the Hand of Destiny. I mean, I just want to say it. That one is correct.
But you know what it makes you think of? It makes you think of Indiana Jones. It's like Erebus Jones and the Hand of Destiny.
I did think of Destiny's Child, but I thought it was like a.
Well, imagine Erebus in a Destiny's Child music video. That'd be weird.
He's just really into Bungie games. He's hooked on Destiny.
He's there like, my light level's almost at 420. I just need to get more drip. You're like, shut up, Erebus. Stop buying stuff in the Eververse. You're ruining the game.
Let's split the last DLC. Trust me, dude. It's a great idea. Trust me.
Feeding Bungie's descent into evil.
Yeah.
Oh god, like Blizzard is like they're looking over this. I've been like, wow, welcome to the club. I mean, that's too harsh. That's too harsh. Unfortunately, Eli, Architect of Chaos, probably, or Big Daddy Bus, or as much as he's probably might call himself Big Daddy Bus, that's not the answer I was looking for. Colin, you put Gork, the fat hog of chaos.
What?
Oh man. Okay.
So it's Gork / the fat. Okay. It depends on who
Where
he's
did that
talking.
come from?
What do you mean, where did it come from? It came from my brain.
There's something about
What was the impetus for that idea? I don't know. I'm like, oh, it's an interesting choice.
I don't know what the impetus was. It just came out.
why do I know like the way like I'm just picturing someone like, oh my god, it's the word bearer. It's just the fat hog. It's so stupid.
Lorgar brought his fat hog to Scalafrax. Oh no!
You know that every time they say it, it's a massive emphasis on the F, like the fat hog.
Yeah.
I thought.
And then Erebus just comes in going, say, he's snorting again. Run!
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why I thought Gork was the funnier between the two I put. I call myself Gork.
I mean, I would have thought Fat Hog might come from a Slaneshi champion.
For real.
Unfortunately,
Erebus's gamer tag when he's playing Roadhog on Overwatch. There you go.
only Andy got that one, so Andy gets a point on there.
Can you read what I said under the under the
Erebus a nut baby A.
Yeah.
Baby. Okay. I feel dirty just saying that. Unfortunately, that's also not correct. The Hand of Destiny does not, in fact. I'm not going to finish that.
No, you stepped up to the stove. You better finish cooking.
It's the Hand of Destiny, but the hand does not produce nut. It's not producing nut. As I said earlier, though, the Hand of Destiny produced a universal groan because no one else calls him that except himself. Because he thinks so highly of himself.
Reminds me of that scene in Red Dwarf where Rim is like, you know what they used to call me at school? No? Ace. Shut up! No one called you Ace. Like, yeah, they did. No, they didn't.
It is like a guy going to college and saying like, "Oh, here's like my new nickname," and no one called him that before. So he's like, "I'm trying it out. Just seeing how it works. Just trying it out."
The artist formerly known as Erebus, formerly known as Erebus, now known as the Hand of Like, no. You've already done one name swap. You can't do it again.
Formerly known as Fat Hog would be amazing. But with the last question we have. There are 6 major events that Erebus claims to be the architect of. Can you name these for me? In brackets, it can be specific or broad. Bonus point if you can name more. I'm just going to quickly read out the answers just so we can compare them. The ones I've chosen, or just when I looked up in the lore, because I'm currently doing a big amount of research for God Erebus myself, so there could have been a lot of events he claimed, but I just chose the big ones. the Horus heresy in general, obviously the big one. Stealing the Anathame blade, which set off basically the downfall of essentially the downfall of Horus and obviously things later. I also put as a separate one the corruption of Horus / the battle on Davin, obviously giving the Anathame to Eugen Temba, I believe.
Eugen Temba.
Eugen Temba. Isfahan 3, Erebus was in fact the one who suggested Isfahan 3. Couldn't hate him any more than that because he got my boy Saul Tarvitz killed. Got my boy...
and Huron Fowl. I cry every night for Huron Fowl going, we'll go together then. You're like, no, I'm not crying. You're crying.
He did give Rylander a chance 10,000 years later to do the funny, though.
True.
To do the funny.
Very right.
And
Thousand Sons just going, I'm out.
Poor old Tarek Torgadon as well. He didn't deserve it.
And White Eyes and Captain Erlen and all sorts of people.
It's actually really sad seeing when like the last of the Emperor's children are like fighting on that the top of that palace, and essentially they're having like a last stand in like the flags in the middle kind of situation, and then they see like the bombs. They're stopping attack because they're all like they're about to be bombed. They just kind of like they have that their last defiance.
And he's like, isn't it something like, have we hurt them? Will this matter? And Saul Tarvit's like, yeah, it will matter. We've hurt them, even if a little.
And then they die. Very sad. And then also he claims Calth, poor Ultramarines, poor boys, and also Cygnus Prime. These are the main events that he Erebus claims to be the architect of. I will quickly check Andy up here first. Andy has put the Pilgrimage of Lorgar. Fortunately, that one's not. It's not. I mean, Erebus is involved. But he doesn't really. There's some debate there.
He whispers in Lorgar's ear, or like, "Oh, monarchy is a bit."
The reason I did think of that one.
Have you met Chaos? You know,
I did think of that one, but I thought that wasn't a specific Erebus one. Rather, it was actually Ingathel the demon who like, and then like, I mean, and also Corferon. One having just read the excerpt from my lovely voice actors on my videos, it kind of I feel like it's more Corferon's dub, and Erebus's is like.
There is that good piece of artwork where it's like the monarchy is burning in the background, and it's like either side of Lorgar there's Corferon, and Lorgar just kind of smiling, whispering in his ears, and Lorgar just sitting down, like looking down the barrel of the camera, going like, "What is my life?"
And he also put turning Horus to chaos, so Andy gets a point on that one. Isfahan 3, of course, Battle of Calth, very sad. Was it how much of the Ultramarines? Was it how much? Like a third of the Legion? Or
it's like over a third, like because I know, I think it's like the Word Bearers and the Ultramarines at this point are the two biggest legions, and then the Ultramarines are like, oh, we've lost like at least half our people who were stationed here,
which is a lot.
It's a big chunk.
Yeah, we've gone from the largest to still the largest, but with less.
Yeah. I think it's something along the lines of like 100,000 Astartes die, and it's like, oh, that's a big number.
Which also helps create the Ruin Storm, which is sad. Oh, I could have put the Ruin Storm. I
that's what threw me off with your last.
If someone else has put the Ruin Storm, I will give that to them. Wounding, Andy also put the wounding of the Emperor. I think Erebus doesn't specifically claim that; it's more of Horus.
Yeah.
Killing Erda. Again, I wouldn't thought it's like even though it's a lore event, I wouldn't say it's like a big battle or like.
This is me scraping the barrel at the end.
Yeah, Erebus isn't really the architect of that. He's just kind of finishing off like a thing, a last loose end. And the destruction of Cadia, I don't think that's fair to give Erebus that, even though.
I mean, he gives Abaddon a bunch of word bearers, and he's like, but he's the kind of guy who would do a kill steal. That's kind of my point. Like, he's like, I killed the Emperor. It was all me who did that. If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't have all this grim dark. You know, he's that kind of guy.
We've got Cadia at home. Like, relax. So, unfortunately, no destruction of Cadia. Eli put corruption of the Legion and Horus. There is one point there for Horus. I think again I didn't just put Erebus as like the main. I think Chaos sort of played more of the heavy role in that. Turning the Primarchs to demons. Erebus doesn't really. I mean, unless you can argue your case, I'm not sure Erebus would specifically claim he's the one who raises the Primarchs.
No, I was just putting stuff on there.
Killing Erda. again, I didn't feel like that was like a big battle, or again, it's like a
F for Erda in the chat, please, folks.
F for Erda in the chat. Creating the fan favorite sentient smegma.
I haven't heard you say that in a while. Had to bring it back.
That's a callback. People have to work out where that one's from.
Deep cut for war crimes.
Sentient smegma was in fact a sentence I've uttered multiple times on the internet. Thank you for the grandkids who are probably listening to this, being like, "Can't believe that."
Jeez.
Yeah, bro. I've said worse. Not that sounds terrible.
Jeez.
Cheese. Unfortunately, Eli only got 1 point for that, which was the turning of Horus. He did put Architect of the Heresy. Sorry, I almost missed that one. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's a point, I think.
Because he does claim to be the overall. I think Architect of Heresy and Corruption of the Legion is kind of the same thing, I would say. Although he does claim to be like, the hand of destiny. I'm sure Destiny's hand. Colin's time. He's put Calf. Colin gets a point for that one there. He also put the Corruption of Horus, which definitely he claims that one. The Heresy as a whole, yes, he does. Killing Erda, everyone has to. If I give that point for killing Erda, everyone essentially gets a point, so it doesn't really mean much on the point scale.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
We just really like Erda. She's a cool lady. The Primarchs, that's good.
The next one he said, cucking the Emperor, which is a good thing because the Emperor is a fucking loser. This sounds like something Eli would say. I'm surprised it came from Colin. This is Eldari propaganda here.
Go on.
Winning the galaxy's sloppiest toppy competition against Farsi and Mark. I can't believe you made me read that, dude. Oh my god. Nice to know Erebus has got some skills.
Mad game.
He's got mad. You know what they say. No, I'm not going to finish that sentence. Oh god. That is the end of the expert section. The scores on the doors are: Andy currently has 8.5. Eli, you have 6. Colin has 6.5. So it's actually still not far off. Everyone's pretty close. But there is one more bonus question. One last bonus question. One last hoorah for the people listening, and I'm just gonna give it straight away. Erebus corrupted Horus on Davin. How was Erebus able to be cast into the warp, and who did he appear as? So Erebus corrupted Horus on Davin. How was Erebus able to be cast into the warp, and who did he appear as inside the warp? This one, obviously, if you'll read, I think this is book 3 of the Horus Heresy in general. I think a lot of people who do know Warhammer stuff know the kind of general overarching bits of Horus's corruption, but I did think this was quite an Erebus move here. Oh god, he's such a annoying little character. Yes.
So it was who he went, who and how was it?
How he got into the warp, and who did he appear as to Horus?
Okay.
Because as we all know, Erebus did not appear as Erebus, because immediately he has.
He would have been like, Snake Man. Ugh.
I think Erebus is described as having a punchable face, extremely punchable. So he definitely knew. He later would be revealed as Erebus, and then Horus would be like, I know who you are, scum, and he would kick him in the nuts. But I'm looking for how Erebus got into the warp, what was done, or what done to him, or how did he do something, and also the person he appeared as when inside the warp, because he did not appear as Erebus. All the answers are coming in.
Let me just go.
That's quite a lot. Eli, that's quite that's quite a.
Oh, I didn't write that. I did not write that.
I've had to say.
I'm missing.
Is that your answer as well, Eli?
Yeah, that's my answer.
Oh god. Oh.
That's the best I can do.
This is the ooh. Yeah, I see. Oh, we're cooking here. We're cooking some answers. I hope Colin.
Let him cook.
Eli's written a novel, by the way. Oh god, I'm gonna have to read all that out. Why could we have more boy pussy got me questioning the loyalty to the emperor? Oh my god. Unfortunately, Erebus did not say that to Horus in the warp. Like, yo,
Debatable.
we have boy pussy in Chaos side. God, I can't believe I had to say that out loud.
No one had to say that one out loud. That one was all on you.
That's on you.
I know, but every time I say something, I'm just conscious like it's on the internet forever. Well, until obviously the great solar flare knocks all out, and then we're all safe. You know, wipe your hard mode.
Then Erebus dabs.
Oh no, he
Just continuously.
He would do it. He would do that dance move, knowing it's old and like people get annoyed at it now.
Yeah, he'd do it with the annoying Fortnite music in the background at the Golden Throne, just like, how's that Grimdark working for you? And that's the kind of guy he is.
If some people are still at this point wondering why everyone hates Erebus so much, just a few things he has done.
It's because he plays Fortnite.
He literally Fortnite Battle Pass, the Warhammer character. Like Erebus himself, obviously the architect of the Horus Heresy. He killed a lot of our fan favorite characters, Argottal. Luckily, there's a few cool moments where like Horus essentially like peels off his face.
That's what I was going to mention earlier.
Yeah, and then because it was actually, I thought about it as a bonus question, but it was a bit too easy. And then also the moment with Khan where he's after he's killed Argottal, and then which is the one everyone's like favorite word bearer character, and then Khan the betrayer, well, he's not the betrayer yet, enters into like the pits, you know, the gladiator pits, and just basically goes, "Yo, get up! It's not time to fight you." It's a really good scene. We have all of our answers in. Andy.
Never mind.
Oh, Colin's still going. No, you have time if you need it.
Let him cook.
Right,
let him cook.
I just had to change one word.
Let him cook. The bonus question, just reference again, was Erebus corrupted Horus on Davin. How was Erebus able to cast himself into the warp, and who did he appear as? Scores and those. Top of the line is Andy. Andy put, did a ceremony conducted by Davinite priests and with Abaddon and Aximand, and he appeared as Sir Janus. Pretty good there.
That's a deep cut from the Horus Heresy.
Deep cut. Okay, I'm going to do Eli last because it's quite long.
Because it's a novel.
Colin, you put, he prayed to the ancient human demon prince George Bush and entered the warp to give Horus the power to crash land speed us into the Cal train.
Oh my gosh. Gave weapons of mass destruction.
That was a spicy answer there.
My fellow word bearers, we must.
My fellow word bearers.
There are weapons of mass destruction on Calf.
Wrong. It's a wrong president as well.
Good.
Oh my god.
We do not negotiate with Ultramarines.
When he was announcing this, did someone like throw a shoe at Erebus? Whilst he was the announcement later.
Nothing bad ever happened to the word bearers.
Now watch this drive.
Eli.
Good reference, yeah.
Eli put, Erebus is a senior dark apostle of the Word Bearer Traitor Legion. He originally held the prestigious position of first chaplain of the Word Bearer Space Marine Legion at the end of the Great Crusade and during the Horus Heresy in the early 31st millennium. He was a fearsome and intimidating Astartes warrior and had a tattooed horse of the Book of Lorgar across his shaven scalp to terrify his enemies. Erebus willingly turned to the service of Chaos even before he had ascended to become an Astartes and was personally responsible for corrupting his own Primarch Lorgar. Horus and the Death Guard first captain Callus Five onto the worship and service of his powers. Erebus refers to himself as the Hand of Destiny, the mortal instrument of the Chaos Gods in the material realm. Erebus is presently one of the Dark Apostles that compromises the ruling council of the Word-Bearer Traitor Legions on the demon world of Sicarius and fights a subtle but constant war against the Black Cardinal Corferon for control of the 17th Legion's direction in his Primarch's continued absence. Unfortunately, that is not correct.
I copy and pasted the wiki to any who did not Did not realize.
No, Eli, you're emboldening the people who put comments on our videos going, they're just reading the wiki. It's like, we did this time. No! What have we done?
It's in fact lore accurate, but not the answer I was looking for. The answer I was looking for was the Davenite ceremony, and Erebus had his throat cut and was killed. And that's how he ended. So he had to die to get into the warp, and he appeared as the Space Marine Hasta Sejanus, which was Horus's like basically favorite son for like most of the Great
He was the original first captain, wasn't he?
He was, and he dies at the very beginning of Horus Rising, so it's not really spoiler. I believe, Andy, I think you put the he did put the Davenite priest part, but I also was looking for the like how he got into the warp specifically, which was he had to die essentially. I would have accepted he'd had to die, but you did put he appeared as Sir Janus, so you get a point for that. Eli, no, it's not. Just straight up no. Unfortunately for Colin, George Bush was not involved in the Cal.
So that didn't happen.
It's in fact it's a conspiracy at the moment. It is in fact not true, or is it? That being said, though, that is the quiz on Erebus, and the scores on the doors are, I believe it is Andy. Andy is on 9.5 points. Eli is on 6, and Colin is on 6.5. Our winner is Andy for this week. Woo! Andy gets a victory. I
don't know if I should be like happy about winning the quiz about Erebus. It feels like a bit of a stain on my reputation.
I was going to say, yeah, you've won your knowledge on Erebus is good, so therefore, you poor thing, you suck.
Like, you've just won an award for identifying the most types of venereal disease. Like, oh, great, cool, that's me then.
What
not
do
sure
I win? Shame.
We're gonna go home with a gold star after this one, unfortunately. But if you guys were listening, let us know how you did on that quiz. If you obviously knew most of the answers, I'm not sure how you feel at this point. Good, probably bad, because having knowledge about Erebus. I mean, in his defense, I will say, in Warhammer,
defense,
hear me out. Any story is only as good as its villain, and we all deeply despise Erebus, so they make us hate him in a good way rather than just being a crappily written character.
At least he had the decency to die in the first couple of books, even if it didn't stick.
Decency to die.
He's very accomplished. You can't deny that.
He's also incredibly pathetic, which I like my pathetic characters. Love me pathetic characters.
It's a bit weird we haven't really heard much about him recently. Like I always found it weird that like his big thing was, I'm going to put a spanner in the works, and then post heresy he's just kind of doing something. Honestly,
because they have to talk about Corax if they talk about Erebus, so they just don't talk about him anymore.
Yeah,
I think there's two reasons. One, the writers haven't got round to it. That's the true reason, and also tabletop. Again, if there's anything that happened in the lore, there's a tabletop reason for it. I think also technically Erebus's role is to start off the 10,000 years of the Imperium rotting, so it's not really, he's meant to architect the Horus heresy, and then they didn't really care for him after that. He's discarded like the tool he is, and he's all ugly and disfigured after what Horus did to him, so he's living his best life, the life he deserves.
For some reason, I just had a mental image of him and Corferon in like big armchairs in the Word Bearer's homeworld. I can't remember what it's called, but Sikaris. Just like Sikaris, and then like Corferon's got some hearing aids, and he's like, "We're gonna do a war of faith soon." What? I said, "Are we gonna do a war of faith soon?" What? It's just two old men who are past their prime, doing not much apart from unable to communicate effectively. I don't know.
That's kind of
bring back to the setting.
You're saying the Word Bearer's demon world is like an old people's home.
I'm just saying that Corferon is already like -1 heart, and he was an old man before he became an Astartes, and Erebus has like got his mangled face, and they're 10,000 plus years older. They're not getting any younger.
Colin, what did Gilliman do to Corferon again? I just love hearing people talk about this moment.
punched his heart out. It was really cool. Punched him so hard he had a heart attack.
He punched him so hard he had a heart attack. It's just so good. Speaking of hopefully not having a heart attack with the results of this quiz, though, but Andy is the victor of this week. We hope give him a star, put on the pedestal. And I hope you guys all enjoyed. Hope you, if you didn't previously know some of these answers, or hope you learned something new, let us know. And obviously, if you had some funny answers, torture us with them. We enjoy it a lot. Obviously, keep it YouTube friendly, please, because otherwise we get in trouble. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Really appreciate the support. Again, like and subscribe if you can. That helps us eat. We like that. It also gives, not a guilt trip, but it helps Colin buy insulin.
Yeah, it's just a way for us to raise money for Colin's insulin. That's all this is.
This is a charity channel.
I'm not an addict, bro, I swear.
Man can't put down the insulin just for one day, huh? Again, thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.
Bye, I love you. Erebus loves you.
Take care.
Erebus.
That's not a good thing.
Boy,